Greetings, viewers. Setting in the third gen, got her out of the garage. Gonna give you just a little ride down the road with these 410 gears. You don't want to go too fast, but these things aren't speed demons anyway. Getting up to traffic all right. Going down the road nice and smooth. It's super windy today, but yeah, it rides just like a third gen is supposed to ride. I'm super happy. I've been going around some interesting road structures, textures, going up and down angled driveways and things like that. I've propped her up on the rocks at my house and been out in the woods. So freaking messy out there though. But as far as everything being solid, I've driven this around about 200 miles since I got it started. Since I put the gas tank and all back in, I've gone about a half a tank's worth out of it. Gas mileage is terrible now with the gears, but I mean, it's smooth enough. It rides nice and smooth because of all the extra weight. It goes down the road pretty well. I got no complaints. Like I said, drives just like a third gen is supposed to. So I'm super pleased. No weird creaks and pops and rattles other than the drawer system back there that shakes and vibrates a bit. So can't wait to get the 488s, get the locker put in. Be super excited about that. But in the meantime, it is down off of the jack stands and ready to roll again. I couldn't be happier. There's a few pieces I want to do still, but yeah, not necessary, and I'm done cutting and welding for a while. I bet I got 100 hours in this project already. So put it on a hold here for a minute while I drive home. That's what I was going to say, drive home. Stopped it short there. Super nice to have it down off of the jack stands. You have no idea. Like I said, I thought I had about 100 hours in this. I stopped keeping track at 86 hours, and I know I've worked on it several more days since then. But that's not the point now. When I think about the weight, I mean, it sounds like a lot, adding 500 pounds almost to a vehicle, but if I did an exo cage or a roof rack and a rooftop tent and big ARB bumpers and all that kind of stuff, you're still adding a similar amount of weight. Maybe a couple hundred extra pounds with this from the boat sidey thing I did. But I digress. I don't think it's excessive. It needs the 488s, that's for sure. I mentioned on my little drive about locker. Yes, I got a locker for the front. So I've got a lunchbox locker coming for the front. I'm going to run this locked on both ends on 35s on IFS and make it live. I hope. I got these little skiddy things done for the front of my control arms. They have a pretty nice angle. They're just flat on the bottom. Nothing special or fancy there. Still have skid plates to do, but I tell you, I was done for the time being. I'll just be careful. So what I've got done, or what I've got coming on this, is 488 gears, front and rear, a front locker, the East Coast Gear Supply bushing to go in there, and eventually I'll make those brake lines. I tell you, I've been looking into it more, researching it, people's actual input about using compression fittings on brake lines. Well, I don't condone it, because this right now is a round town only vehicle until further notice on it. But yeah, until I get those brake lines changed, I don't think I'd want to have to panic stop on the highway with them. But anyway, I'm testing them, I'm running around, I can give you my real world feedback on that. As it stands right now, it's open front, 410 gears. Oswald, calm down. 35s, which these are 315. What are they? 315 75 16s, which they actually measure 34.5 inches tall when they're loose, when they're not on the vehicle. Of course, where the weight of the vehicle sets, that takes it down a little bit. When you air down, it's even smaller. They're a little wider than the ones I ran on my black truck. Got my rear diff armor done. I showed you that the other day. I'm super excited to get out and test all of this. I'm thinking about going to a local off-road park tomorrow, seeing what I think about it. I really like that scan gauge in there. Really gives you a lot of good information. I think those are nice. They're only about $150, and I think it's a nice addition to the truck. I did put my visors on even without tinting the windows. Give me just a minute here and I'll go through what I carry around with me and what I need to take, I think, on an off-road trip. Also in the rear, I've got the Spartan locker in the back already. Works great. I love a lunchbox locker. They're automatic, so they're always on. I did beef up my lower control arms down here with that angle iron, so I'll report back on how well those hold up. Overall, really happy with the modifications I've made. Can't wait to get it out and do some trailing. You'll see that stuff. Hope you appreciate videos like this. I like making them. Maybe you learn a little something from me. I don't know. Give me your input. I like comments too. So going to go back to tending to my dog again here for a second. I'll be right back. Okay, I had to take just a second there to rein my dog in. I am waiting on skid plates, but on a 3rd gen 4runner, the radiator hangs down so far that you gotta have some kind of skid protection in front of the radiator. I weld this angle piece on. I did it on my green one, did it on this one too. It goes down to just behind the radiator. There's nothing behind there you'd ever need to get, and that makes a super nice brace for your radiator. Of course, a bumper that can take some rock abuse, I think, is necessary. With the Harbor Freight winch, love the Harbor Freight winches. This is my 3rd one. Still got one on my trailer. They work great. I didn't buy their fancy one that goes faster because of the price, but I bought my own synthetic line and Fairlead, aluminum Fairlead, and yeah, still less expensive than their fancier Harbor Freight winch. I do like my light bar. It does amber fog and white flood. Kind of comes in handy when it's super dark. The fog light's nice, but the floodlight not so much. Doesn't light up. Well, it floods, not beams, so doesn't project. Anyway, turn signals in there like that. LED headlights, LED turn signals. That's not necessarily necessary for wheeling, but nice addition. Get a nice bright light out of it. Of course, my sliders, my armor on the side. Just standard brakes on this unit. Again, not going down the interstate with it with all this extra weight. When I go somewhere probably far away, I will most likely tow it, just because of the real possibility of breaking CV axles. I will take a couple 3 with me when I go. I'm hoping to drive with enough finesse that I'm not popping CV axles left and right, but I suppose we'll see when it gets time. I think the 488s will really help. I can't wait to find out. Get her out there and going. I do have still the net up above. I talked about that in my green truck. It's good for throwing your things up there if you're sleeping in the back. I am going to have to still make a sleeping platform. Probably have to carpet this for my dog. Make a platform I can slide drive shafts in underneath of it, and he can still have plenty of room to walk around back here when we're out. That'll come up as I continue along. Fire extinguisher, very important. You should have one of those. I've talked about this 10-pound. I'm glad I got my 10-pound tank back. They sell like air systems for hundreds of dollars. I bought this tank, which was $110 from my local welding supply store. This regulator was from Amazon. I think it was like $70, $68. It's a 125-pound regulator. And then the hose I just made up out of parts around my garage. So you can do CO2 on the cheap. I like the electric compressor, but it's just so slow. and you can't run a tool, you can't seat a bead. I've had to do both those things with my CO2, plus it's quick and easy. You don't have to get out, pop the hood, hook up the compressor. I don't want to wire it in hot, but all that, yeah. Made these drawers some time ago. Been really happy with them. Made them out of junk I had around my shop, which is how I like to do a lot of things. A lot of the modifications and things I make, I just make them out of stuff I have laying around. That's my favorite way to do it. But these have been in 3 vehicles now, and been around for almost 3 years. So in here I got a really nice first aid kit with actual stuff you can use besides just band-aids and ointment. It does have a tourniquet. You should always have a tourniquet. Ask me why I say that one day. Saw a guy lose his arm on the trail. Oh, you didn't have to ask. I told you anyway. There I got emergency poncho, blanket, compass, fire starter, striker, things like that, which, you know, it's nice to have, makes you feel good. I don't think I ever actually use it. Although I do find an 8x8 foot tarp to be a nice thing to carry. A good first aid kit, definitely a must. But yeah, if you have to lay down in the mud or wet or something and work on your car, the tick infested ground in Missouri, a nice tarp is nice to have. In my drawer system, I keep my tools in this side. I do carry my torque wrench because I anticipate having to tear the front end apart and change CV axles, so I want to have my torque wrench. Got extra machete, more than one thing, a JB weld. That stuff does wonders, you'd be surprised. Some extra ratchet straps I like to carry. Goggles, because if you're gonna get under your truck, dirt and shit falling in your eyes ain't no fun. I got a fold up shovel, one of those army shovels that'll do dig or scoop, which those are nice. Yeah, that's some Toyota Trail Team stuff there too. Oh, it doesn't even say it on there. But anyway, that's a nice piece. So yeah, oh, my tire plug kit. I have a nice tire plug kit in here. That's got glue, even though it's got glueless plugs. I still carry glue in there because it helps lube the tool up for sliding in. I got a video on how to plug a tire if you don't know how to plug a tire. I got my hatchet in there, but I'm going to mount my axe, my new axe, up on the side. I'll show you that when I get to it. So this is all mainly tools and a little PPE. Over here, this I got a spare slip yoke with the U-joint and a flange on the end. I got a couple spare U-joints in that box. One spare CV axle I was carrying when I was wheeling on smaller tires, but going to bigger tires I'm going to carry more. And I'm going to carry drive shaft, a rear drive shaft and a front drive shaft. Why not? I got them. Real nice set of 1-gauge jumper cables here in case you need it. You'll be seeing a possible one of those Bun trail welders being equipped on my vehicle soon, I hope, but we'll see about that. Recovery gear, I got some metal shackles. I got soft shackles. I got one I keep in my door panel. I'll get to that in a minute. I got a snatch block there, some gloves, a couple of toe rings, extra pins for a hitch, which I haven't even put that on here yet. I can loop this through here, through my bumper, which is 3 layers thick of steel all welded together and triangulated underneath, and slip this together and use it as a place to recover from the rear, because I never did cut one in the back. Still got to cut my high lift jack points in under here. As a dog that loves water right there. He's crazy for it. But yeah, I'll have to worry about that before he goes inside. Yeah, carry toilet paper too when you're out on the trail. You'd be surprised how well that can come in, or how handy that can come in. So I really like my drawers. I have room in here to put the impact, my battery impacts. I take all 3 of them along. It takes a little bit of rearranging, but I can get 3 of them, all 3 of them in there with batteries too. So yeah, like I said, anticipating maybe having to change a CV joint. Look at that face. What are you doing? He's having a good time. Wow, that's a mess. So anyway, yeah, I'll move on up here to what I keep in my door pockets. Carrying on at you, but this might be interesting to some people, maybe not. Got my tire gauge here. Got one of those quick deflators here. I don't know if you've seen these or not. There, you can deflate really fast. They pull your valve core out and you can deflate your tires really quick. When I'm out wheeling, I'll throw a tree saver and my winch line back here so they're easy to get a hold of. So usually I keep maps and stuff up there, but I don't have any in place at the moment. Up here in my driver's door, along with a pocket knife, I keep another one of those soft shackles. Then if I get stuck and I need to winch, I got my tree saver, my winch cable, or my winch controller, and a soft shackle ready at my disposal. So I like to keep those things there. That's pretty much all I got going right now. Longer, bigger trips. Like I said, I will be towing it just because I want to wheel it hard, and if it breaks, I don't want to have to worry about getting home. So thanks for listening to me ramble on a little bit today. I appreciate you coming and checking out the show. I'll give you some more updates on this as it goes. Some more driving and some more wheeling. And holy cow, I just can't believe he's doing that. So check the links if you feel like doing that. Please like my program and subscribe to my channel. And I appreciate you. Hope you have a great day.